It's now time for The Morning Show on XL7-TV.
It's time for The Morning Show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Recktenwald, and it's a Scooter. The turkey. Boy, my hair's a dandy today, Scooter. Why didn't you tell me before the camera comes on?
I was waiting for the camera. Hold on.
You're going to zoom in?
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Take a look at that.
Yeah, let's see.
There
Got to get
you
that
go.
bald
You
spot
fix it right there in the camera.
Yep, there we go. Hey, done.
Anytime I can help, that's what I'm here for.
Did you get a little snow this morning?
I did, and it is surprising because I woke up and I'm thinking, all right, David was saying how he was the best weatherman there ever was yesterday, and I looked outside and I was like, it's snow. And
What did
David
he say?
didn't say anything about snow.
Well, you know, a smart weatherman reserves the right of disclosure.
Yeah. So, needless to say, we have snow on the ground, and so I left the house, and as soon as I hit the bypass, it's almost like all there is like a frost. It's just
nothing.
nothing. It's
Because
like,
now,
but at my house, there's snow.
and now on the north side of the bypass, there's nothing.
Yeah. It just surprised me how short distance that was, and we got
Did your
a
wife
decent
get up
amount.
early and go out and start your truck for you and make sure all the snow was melted off?
No, I got one of those buttons. So I hit the button.
I'm in my wife's vehicle today. It has one of those buttons.
It has one of those buttons.
Heated steering wheel,
Yep.
heated seats.
Hit the button, everything heats up.
So you know what I had to do, right? I didn't have to, but I did it anyway.
You went out and got your vehicle
I went
ready.
and started my vehicle so it'd be nice and toasty warm for her, no snow.
Oh, brownie points. I get it.
It's a price you have to pay.
And knowing you probably need a lot of those brownie points.
On Fridays, yes. Yes, absolutely. It is Friday.
It is.
And
Good
it's
job.
the Friday before Thanksgiving. Round 2 of the 6A state tournament starts tonight. We'll have that tonight.
It does.
What was that noise you made? There we go. We had to make up for the days you missed.
I missed one day. One
yeah.
day, and now I've been having to do it like 3 times every day.
I like it.
Oh, of course you would.
Just wait till you hear what I came up with for Christmas.
Oh, no. I'm dreading this.
Could be fun.
Maybe a good time for a morning prayer.
It could be. Let's do that. Morning Prayer by Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. 29 locations serve you, one in Memphis, Tennessee. With all our respect is not just their motto, it's how they do business all across the state. Renata Jenkins-Byler and her staff statewide does a great job in your time of need and time of sorrow. They're there to help you through whatever needs you have at that time. And now the morning prayer. Lord, as it's, as I mentioned, the week before Thanksgiving, Lord, and though it's a great time for giving thanks for what people have, Lord, we just pray that people will remember that there are some out there that have lost some things that they've had, and Thanksgiving is a hard season for them. Lord, we just pray that you'll comfort them and be with them and keep them safe and let them know that you are the way, the truth, and the light, and that things will go how you need them to go, and not necessarily in their timing. But Lord, we just pray that you will continue to bless them, keep them, and let them know they're not alone. And there's people that they can talk to, and probably getting on a bent knee and talking to you is probably the best. And Lord, we just thank you for everything that you do for us. Lord, we just pray for safe travels as we make the trip to Little Rock today. Be with the student athletes as they travel with their coaches, cheerleaders, band, whoever else is going. We just thank you for all you do for us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect. Highway 5 North, here at Mountain Home. Look for the biggest American flag. Take a right. Go talk to them about pre-planning. One of these days, we're going to get that done.
One of these days.
One of these days. Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. And now we're going to have a quick word from Bob and Linda Zdora of the Z Team, Century 21 LeMac Realty here in Mountain Home, 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net. And here's the clip.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z Team.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. The weather and all the updates are brought to you by Century 21, LeMac Realty, the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zdora, 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net. If you go there and click on live views, this is what you see. And that's a heck of a shot there. Nice, crisp, clean this morning.
Can't see hardly any snow. I mean, you see a little white. It's almost like there's a frost more than a snow.
I think I'd take that up with your weatherman.
Yep.
What you're looking at is Cotter, Arkansas, which is on the Baxter County side of the White River, taken from the Marion County side. To your left is the Rainbow Bridge. Behind that is the old railroad bridge. Contractors Trust, the baseball field, Railroad Museum. Straight ahead, way, way out there past those clouds is the state of Missouri. Over to your right is the Witch's Hat Water Tower, which is just at the edge of Cotter. What you really can't tell there, Scooter, in this picture is that's a pretty good drop-off from the water tower down to the river.
It is.
It's just a slow decline, but it looks like that's way, way off, but I bet you it's less than a half a mile. Well, maybe 3/4 of a mile. But it's a beautiful shot. Let's see if we can get something a little closer. Okay, we got the city.
City Hall.
That's the city.
Oh,
Here's the shot we want. As you can see, the water is rolling underneath the Rainbow Bridge. That's just a great shot. Click on retiredtoarkansas.net, go to live views. Do that at night and see what this bridge looks like lit up. Yeah, it should be Christmas colors throughout, and it's just a wonderful shot. What you're looking behind that is the old Forest Wood Farm there. That's awesome. Just a great shot. And we probably ought to look at some temperatures. We'll sit here going through all 16 of these. Let's see here. Temperatures around the area. Mountain Home is 31. Harrison's 27, Batesville's 34, Yellville 31, Marshall 34, Salem 30, Mountain View, Arkansas is 34, Calico Rock 31, West Plains, Missouri 30, Springfield, Missouri 25, Poplar Bluff, Missouri 35, and St. Louis, Missouri is 27. Wow. I'll be darned.
You didn't refresh it.
No, I didn't.
Hey, it's going quick this morning, though.
It is. We'll zoom out and catch the whole U.S. of A. Looks like we got a little bit of snow scattering across the state of Arkansas. Looks like it's all going to dissipate probably by 9 o'clock, which is not a bad thing since we're traveling today. I'm going to zoom in just to the state here. Take a look at things from Rogers to Jonesboro, from Fayetteville to Blytheville, Conway, Little Rock, Benton, Hot Springs, Pine Bluff, Texarkana, all the way to Greenville, Mississippi. It looks pretty clear throughout the day. Like I say, after this gets out of here, and there's not anything coming out of this a whole lot, just cloud cover. But by 9 o'clock, all that will be gone, so we'll have clear sailing taking our trip. Coldest air arrives by the weekend. Central U.S. tonight. It's going to be cold, cold, cold. And did I mention it's going to be cold?
And cold.
Yes. A hard freeze warning? Is that what that
No,
is?
it's winter
weather advisory up in the northwest Arkansas area. Looks like from Boone County all the way to the Oklahoma border down to, oh gosh, just Washington County, Benton County.
Which is where I'm headed.
That's where you're headed?
Over in that area.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Hot dog.
Actually, I'm headed there today.
Freeze warning all the way down into Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia. It's going to be cold down in that area as well. 7-day forecast. Chance of flurries. I think we've already had those, and they're probably already passed for the day. High today of 36. Low tonight of 21. Sunny, high of 45 tomorrow. Tomorrow night, low of 19. Sunday, high of 43. Low of 23. Monday, high of 50, heat wave 52, mostly clear, low of 29, and then on Tuesday, 55. Let's take a look at Wednesday, 55, and on Thanksgiving Day, 52 degrees. Lake levels and dam report, 552.31 is North Fork. They are 0.31 above full pool, and they are currently generating 1. And at Lake Bull Shoals, it looks like this, 654.45. 4.55 below full pool of 659. So how about that? It's coming down.
There you go.
When you call the dam, you can call them at 870-431-5311. They say that Lake Norfolk is at 552.32 and Bull Shoals is at 654.44. So a little bit of difference there. Probably on just the times that they check them. But give them a call if you want to check the generation report, 870-431-5311. That is the weather and all the updates on the damn generation for you. Brought to you by Bob and Linda Zdora, the Z-Team, Century 21 LeMac Realty, 870-405-0793, retiredtoarkansas.net. These are realtors you can recommend to your friends. I always say they're busy, but never too busy to assist you with your realty needs. Give them a call. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to The Morning Show on XL7-TV.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
So you got a wrestling tournament tomorrow?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Over in Harbor.
Springdale Harbor.
Springdale Harbor. And we've got the varsity girls and JV girls that'll be wrestling, and then the JV boys.
Okay.
So varsity boys will not be wrestling. They still got a couple weeks before they go out.
I'll be darned. So it'll be a good time had by one and all.
It will be. It will be. I'm excited. We've got some new wrestlers that need to spend a little bit of time on the mat and see how things go, and it kind of helps transition and practice and everything. So we're at the point where we need this.
The Mountain Home City Council has approved an early start date for the newly elected city clerk. Scott Lyles will start his role as a city clerk. He'll be sworn into duties on December the 5th. He's going to be filling the spot of the resigned previous city clerk, and that's going to be good. Looks like the city council is also looking to reclassify a couple positions, and that's all going to happen. A lot of things happening in the city of Mountain Home, you know it?
Mm-hmm. Always changing.
Always a changing. There's not a whole lot of community events. I know the Culture Lights Festival will start next week.
Yep.
I believe it starts on Tuesday.
I believe so. I know they've been working on it. There is a lot of lights this year. They've put a lot more in there.
Have they? Let's see. It says Sunday evening on the campus of ASU Mountain Home, a lighting ceremony for the second annual Culture Celebration of Lights will be held for the sponsors, the volunteers, and the participants of the 5K Run Walk, which is hosted by the Alumni Association, and that's going to be a good time. And then I think it actually opens up to the public. Let me see if that's in here anywhere. It is not, but I really think it's Tuesday.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's Tuesday. What they said.
Yep.
Have you been to it? Did you drive
I went
through it
last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got 7 of our 9 grandchildren going to be here this weekend, so we're hoping to take all of them in a couple of vehicles on Tuesday night and go check it out.
Awesome. They've got a sign as you enter, and it tells you where to put what station to put your radio on, and a lot of the music goes to the lights go to the music, so it's pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool. Well, let's take a look to see if there's any other community events going on. The Cotter has their coffee with the mayor this morning at 9 o'clock. That'll be at City Hall. Craft Fest Create will be from 9 to 5 at Baxter County Fairgrounds today and tomorrow. From 9 to 5 today, from 9 to 4 tomorrow, over 100 booths. They'll be serving breakfast, lunch, and some snacks and beverages. Free parking and admission, that'd be good. Stone Creek
Awesome.
Ranch is hosting holiday gifts at Stone Creek. That is today from 9 to 5 and tomorrow from 9 to 4. 44 booths, all selling gifts. Food trucks are there, coffee, beer, wine. Gather your friends and go shop. That'll be fun as well. Down at Calico Rock, Mistletoe and Holly gift shopping extravaganza at the Nook. That's at 105 Main Street in Calico Rock, and that will run, actually it started yesterday, it'll run today and tomorrow from 10 to 7. So that'll be a good time too. Go check out those things. That's some community happenings here, brought to you by XL7-TV. We're going to take a break. We're going to be back with Bob Zdora for This Week in Real Estate. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Oh,
look at those guys.
welcome back to This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora of Century 21 LeMac Realty, the Z Team, 870-405-0793. Retiredtoarkansas.net is our website. Check them out. And with me this morning is Mr. Bob Zdora himself.
Morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm good.
Been a long week for you, I guess.
It has been. It's been some challenges.
Some travel here, travel there.
Yeah. Put some miles on.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's what happens.
It does. Life, like I talk about it all the time. Life happens for people, and you adjust, you move on, and you hope for good things.
Blessed are the flexible, for they don't get bent out of shape.
That's true. That is very true. Very true.
Yeah.
But it's been. Linda was busy while I was gone, so that's a good thing. I'm always appreciative of that. And so business is still occurring. People are still buying and selling homes. It's been what has been a seller's market isn't quite as much of a seller's market, and we're seeing that in the number of price reductions and things like that, people becoming a little more realistic. We're seeing it actually, when I was getting the numbers together for the show last night, the number of the list price and what it sold for. And we're seeing that, 85% of them would always be asking price and things like that. And we're seeing that number tipping down. Some people, got to be a little more realistic because the rates are down this week. I've got a thing from First Security that they were 6.9 some. They were down below 7 again. So that's a good thing, and we'll see what happens going forward. That would be a good thing. And that 7, I think, just really scared the bejesus out of everybody. Because, and price-wise, I mean, it affects your payment so much. And it's double what it was a year ago. So it's a pretty short window for things to have changed that much for people.
Yeah, it puts the skids on a lot of things.
Sure. And it affects everything because it affects car loans and, credit cards and things like that. And coming into the holidays, people think, well, are we going to be prepared for this? What are we going to do? While life goes on, the realities of life kick in as well, and the groceries and coming into Thanksgiving, things like that.
Yeah.
It all adds up.
But if the interest rate is 6.95, let's just say, and that's what a first-time home buyer goes out, and that's what they get as their interest rate. That's what they're going to know. That's going to be their norm.
Right.
Unlike folks like you and I that we saw the 10s, 12s, 13s, 14s, and then when it got down to 2s, 3s, and 4s, we thought, well,
it's free money. And I used to say that all the time and hear it on the radio. I mean, you're getting money at 3-4%. That's free money.
Right.
And really, it kind of was.
But it wasn't reality.
But it wasn't. Well, I mean, there was a cost
reality
to it
for
what
our
I'm saying.
time.
Right.
Right. But now the change.
But they just thought that was the ceiling. That was where it's supposed to be.
Right. But now we've got some change in it at 6.5, 6.9, even 7. It's back to what some people our age or maybe a little bit younger will say that's reality.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. But along with the interest rate going down, the home prices went up, which made people think, gee, what are we doing here?
Right, and that was the disconnect. The prices, because there was such a demand because of the rates where they were, that people couldn't get. That people were buying homes and buying more home than they were ever able to think of affording before, and that made a big difference because of the lower interest rates. They were able to do that. That's really what forced those prices up. More people got into the market because the money was there and they were able to get it. But they had to be able to perform. They had to be able to show that they could do it. This isn't like 08, 09, when if you could fog a mirror, they gave you a mortgage. That's not like that now. And I don't foresee a huge number of foreclosures coming into the market. Most of the people that are in these houses, I think over 85% of the homes are mortgaged at less than 5%. So that's a good indicator. I was talking to my sister in my journey over the past couple of days, and she says, I get this little notice from Schwab every day on my account explaining, what it's done, and look at this, and there's a whole bunch of breads on there and this and that. I said, yeah, but Carol, I said, you haven't lost that money until you sell something.
Right.
So you've got more than enough time to be able to recover from that. And that's what I think we're going to see the same thing in the housing market. They're just kind of locked in. We're going to stay here. We're not going to go. Mm-hmm. What that does, though, is it forces the number of homes that are available. It's supply and demand. There's still more demand. There's still more people trying to buy those homes, and that's what's keeping the prices up, because there's still they feel they can hold out, and somebody's going to come and pay them.
And quite frankly, we live in a desirable area.
Oh, we do. There's no question about that, Bob. We are truly in God's country, and we see that. Every morning when we wake up, when you go to the Walmart and people are friendly and everything else. I mean, we've got the school system, the system that we have for the veterans, all the things that we have here. We are blessed to be here, and so people want to come here. We get inquiries, and they don't believe you. The taxes and stuff. I was talking to people in Illinois, and the taxes that they're paying, it's kind of mind-numbing. The numbers that now, granted, they're making more money, but they're spending it a lot. They're not and believe me, they are not happier than we are here. Mm-hmm. I had told I'd gone back to the United Center after I'd been gone for a couple of years, and I told one of the guys, I told him, I said, Kenny, I says, I'll live 10 more years down there than if I stayed here, and not just 10 years, 10 good years,
right,
down there.
You'll live.
I'll live those 10 extra years,
not just exist.
Exactly. And people find that. They come down and they find that, and that's what brings them here. You know, it's a different pace of life. It's not for everybody, but for those of us that have adapted and gone forward, you know, it's darn nice.
You had to adjust, but
it's
the adjustment's worth it.
Sure. So
take a look at some numbers real quick, then I've got a question for you.
Okie dokie. That means you're going to want an answer.
I am.
So I should really stretch this out for a long time then.
Yeah, because if you run us out of time, that's your only hope.
This week in real estate, there were 37 new listings came on the market, 5 commercial properties, 11 parcels of land, 21 homes came on the market. They range in price from $475,000 to $45,000. Average price coming on the market this week was $204,000. There were 35 sales, 1 commercial property, 15 parcels of land, 19 homes sold. They range in price from $46,000 to $515,000. The average sale price this week was $170,000 with 79 days on market. So we're still, I mean, it's stuff comes up and it goes right under. A total of $3.2 million in residential real estate closed this past week. 9 properties expired. 27 had price changes going back to, as we were talking before. Currently 258 homes on MLS. It was like 264 last week, so that fell a little bit. Year to date, for 2022, there's been 1,064 homes have sold for $234 million. The average sale price this year is $219,000 with 79 days on market. Last year, there had been 1,155 homes that sold for $231 million. The average sale price was $200,000 with 90 days on market. The average sale price is coming up for last year as we were coming into the end of the year. But there's almost 100 more homes last year to this year. It was a little nutsy. but that had a lot to do with people. You know, there was a lot of talk of inflation towards the end of the year, and people were saying, "We better get ahead of this.
Yeah, if we're going to do it, we need
to do it now." And it's still not a bad business model to have. It's still not a bad thing to look at. If we're going to do this, we need to do it now, because you don't know what's going to be ahead, and life happens, and people have babies, they get married, they do all the things that do. There's sickness that comes up. There's joyous things that come up. And you want to be in a home. You know, people that have been renting, one way or another, you're buying a home. Now, whether you're buying the landlord's home or you're buying your own home, that's kind of up to you and how you want to live your life.
Whose name's going to be on the deed?
Exactly. And the tax benefits and everything else, and be able to do what you want to do. You know?
I've heard in past, you mentioned that Linda is a certified stager.
Yes.
How important is it for someone to stage their home, not only on the inside, but on the outside? Curb appeal means a lot, especially this time of the year when you've got leaves everywhere.
Exactly, Bob. And that's so important to get in there, get those leaves blown off, have somebody come out, break them, mulch them, whatever it is they're going to do. Get the leaves out of the gutters and things like that. You want, when you pull up to the house, you want people to go, ooh, not ooh. And that curb appeal, that's your first shot. It's so important. Get the debris up, get the stuff put away. It's Christmas. I know Christmas, the holidays are going to be coming up. That's different. But just, leaving the wheelbarrow there and the old tires are over there. Get that stuff picked up. You're going to be moving. If you've made it that far, you're going to be moving. So get the stuff packed up, get it put away. Makes a big difference. The curb appeals, that's your first impression. I've pulled up in the driveways with people and had them just say, no. It's like, if it looks like this, I don't even want to see what it looks like inside. And I tell them when we get in the car, I said, look, I don't own any of these houses that we're going to look at. You cannot hurt my feelings. If you don't want to go in, we don't have to go in. There's no reason to waste time. If you pull up and you go, this isn't your house. Okay, next.
Yep.
And you go on. We're not on a treasure hunt. This isn't to see how many houses we can see in how many hours. If you like it, great. That's we hope. We want you to like it, and it's up to those that are selling. Need to keep that up. They need to touch up the paint and clean up the things. And maybe if you did have something painted and the paint's still on the glass around the door, those are little things, but those are the things that people see. They look, because your eye and your eye, when you go any place, your eye naturally picks up the unusual. What's wrong with this picture? And those are the kind of, it's little stuff. But get the twigs and the sticks all picked up, and leaves are pretty much done now between the rain and the wind. Get them picked up, get ready for people to showing this, they can come and see your house. And the same thing on the inside. With there being a stager on the inside, being listed is a full-time job, because you don't know when that when that agent's gonna call and say, we want a showing, and your potential buyer's walking in the door. You get up in the morning, you got to make sure that the sinks are clean. You get all the toothpaste and all the soap out of the sinks. Get the dishes, even if they're washed and you got them stacked up in there, at least they're neat and clean. You can't leave dirty dishes laying around. Make the bed. All little things like that all add up, because when people come through, you don't want to be distracted. And we're big on, getting depersonalizing the house. You're going to be moving. Get the stuff packed up. You can put it in boxes, put it in the garage. That's fine. People worry about, what am I going to do with all this stuff? Put it in boxes in the garage. You're taking it with you. Generally, people are going to downsize. Generally, people that have been looking at other houses and they have another house, their stuff isn't necessarily going to fit in there. And especially if they're leaving, when you take the cost of moving, it's not inexpensive to do. So these are the kind of things that we do to help people that want to come on the market, ways that we help them. That's what we do all day, every day.
And be sure you're ready.
Oh yeah, you got to be ready. You got to be ready, because like I say, 79 days, that's from the time that the sign got pounded in the lawn till the time it's
The
sold.
checks exchange hands.
Yeah. So that's nothing. You got to know where you're going to go. We talk about knowing what plan B is. Where are you going to go? Have you looked at the market there? I mean, you can pick up some nice deals in some of these other places right now, because some of those markets have fallen 20, 25%. That's a lot from where they were. Now, they were artificially high. You got to kind of understand it. Those who bought up there, if you're going to stay in that house for 10 years, you're going to be fine. Barring something really bizarre happening. But you're going to be fine. And you got to live someplace. That's the big thing, So you want to be comfortable. You want to be where you want to be. You want to be, if you want to be with the grandkids, you want to get away from the grandkids, whatever the case may be, you want to be prepared for that.
How do they get you?
Give my honey a call. That's how you get me. Call my honey, 870-405-0793. The website's retirettoarkansas.net. We've got all the MLSs on our website, so you can take a look. If you're thinking about coming on the market, you want to kind of see what does our neighborhood look like? What does our kind of house look like? How many of them are on the market? Because that's going to affect your price point as well. That's all on there. Take a look at our presentation of what we do for our homes. Linda does a great job, and the past couple that we've put on have been gone within a couple days. And it's right to matter presentation, price. That's the big thing right now. And you want to go, we can help make you go. But give her a call, 870-405-0793.
And that's been This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora from the Z Team, Century 21 LeMac Realty in Mountain Home. We'll be back with Friday Sports in just a moment.
Go Bombers.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done, so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It is Football Friday, and Coach Steve Airy, Mountain Home Bomber Football, is with us. Coach, we're still playing, and there's a lot of teams that aren't.
That's a good thing. We said that yesterday. Said half of them are at home right now, so we're glad to be here.
You know, I got a text message from somebody over in the east that said, "You're welcome," and I didn't recognize the number, and I'm like, "What? Okay, what am I welcome for?" We took care of Harrison for you. From Wynn.
Yeah.
Wynn beat Harrison last Friday night, and boy, that text made me feel good.
Harrison's out. Yeah, Coach Keelan texted me this morning, 5:30 in the morning. Said good luck. Yeah, I know he would like to be in it. So would Harrison. They're used to being in it.
They're used to being in it. The table has turned a little bit. You know, Coach, we got off to a very, very rough start in the beginning of the season. We went 0-7. Then we're on a 4-game win streak right now.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons for that, and that's just stuff we got to get fixed in the off season. We got to get our kids in the summer. We got to get. Everybody thinks summer's doesn't really matter, but it sure matters week 1 and week 2.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you have to be proud of the performance that you had Friday night from your Bombers.
Absolutely. We just seem to grow and get a little better every week right now, and we've had some young guys step up to the plate and some older guys step up to the plate, and it's kind of like we got the right guys on the field, and playing a lot of guys both ways, kind of like Class 2, Class 3 football, playing a lot of Ironman football right now. But hey, we're injury free and we're hanging in there and fighting. So.
You know, 2 weeks ago when we played Greenbrier in the afternoon game and they came out and scored the first 29 seconds, I was up on top of the press box going, oh no, this is not where we need to be. Mm-hmm. And then the defense seemed to turn things on. The offense started to click. That game turned out very, very nice for us. A big win over Greenbrier. Of course, we went in to play the first round of the playoffs, which has been the first time in 20-something odd years that the Bombers have made 3 consecutive years to the first round of the playoffs. And that says a lot for your coaching staff, but mostly to your players. They weren't ready to be done, and they knew that they could pull it together, and they did. They won that game, took the trip over to Marion, took on the Patriots at a big, nice facility there at the Marion Patriots. But when Josh and I and Scooter and Gil and Amanda were up in where we did the broadcast from, when those boys came out to warm up, it seemed different to me. And I told Josh, I said, it's going to be a good game. Of course, nobody gave us a chance. A 3 playing a 6, the 3 is just going to walk away with it.
Yeah.
Your boys came out fired up, even in the warm-ups. Their attitude was different. We could tell they got off the bus. Did you say anything to them before the pregame or during the warm-up?
No. I just, you travel and try to travel the same way every time, try to get a routine, and we got off the bus, went out, and I don't know. we do have a nucleus of guys that's really worked hard. You know, I can sit there and talk about the guys that didn't, but the guys not. And I don't know. The hardest thing about being 0-7 is wondering if you're going to keep them. If you're going to keep them reeled in, are they still?
How many are going to walk?
Yeah, you know, we've had some guys quit and leave the program, but we had some guys
step up.
Just kind of, I don't know what it was. You worry about losing as far as quitting and laying down, and
you know, I was worried
emotionally out of this. Just emotionally out of it. Hey, this season's a wash. It's over, and they've just hung in there. They've done a great job, and it's just a sign of a little bit of a mental toughness thing.
I thought for sure that we'd lose some players in our bye week. You know, I thought for sure. You know, we've gone X number of games we've lost, then we've got a whole week for these guys to sit around and stew, nearly 2 weeks for them to sit around and stew and go, you know, we're losing. There's no reason for me to be here. I'm putting in all this work. We're not getting any fruit for our labor. I'm out. Mm-hmm. They hung in. The majority of them hung in. All of the starters hung in.
All the starters hung in, and you know, some of the guys on the bubble didn't hang in. You know, it's just, but it is what it is. I mean.
But we play with, you dance with the ones that brought you.
Yeah, you gotta.
And you're still dancing, and that's the exciting part. You know, the defense. Let's talk about your defense. That was a totally different level of play for those boys against Marion.
That's about a third week in a row with the same guys on the field, and anyway, they just kind of starting to get a feel for what's going on. We've changed our defense up a little bit with personnel, and changed our defense up. It's been good to us. Got faster, and that's been the main thing. We got faster, and then again, we've had the same guys on the field for 3 weeks, and it's been really good for us.
Ty Hannaford leads your team with tackles this year. Robert Dover's right behind him at second place. Hannaford's made a difference on the defense.
He has. We moved him into the Mike linebacker. He's making a lot of tackles from the Will linebacker, and the biggest thing with him is, bless his heart, he doesn't run real well. So I kind of put him in the middle and let him run the A's and the B's, and he plays really hard in there, and he's physical, tries to get the football. But now I've put Cade in there at linebacker as well, and I put Cade at linebacker, and I can put Cade at safety, and I can be really flexible on coverage and really flexible with formations, and it's a lot of flexibility. And Cade's a tough guy. You don't see that combination very often, quarterback linebacker, but we're asking a lot of that guy.
And he's a junior, and that's a good thing for us.
Maddox and Dylan McBride was playing those outside linebackers, and both of those guys can run.
Yeah.
So
Dylan McBride had a great game.
He did. He's getting better.
You know what's funny, Coach? You know you've got the opposing team's attention when they have to triple team Robert the Dozer Dover.
Oh. Every time I pick up the phone and talk to a coach, everybody says something about him. You know, he's one of the best guys in the league, obviously, and that they're not even getting the best version of Robert they can get. I told him the other day, I said, you know, you come in here, you don't have to compete against anybody for a job. You don't have to weigh 230 pounds because you got two guys in front of you weighing 230 pounds. You just come in here,
play your
game, and then he makes so many tackles. He don't even come off the ball half the time. He just stands up and starts looking to chase the ball down, you know, ball hawk. And he ever gets his hand in the dirt and gets a little weight on and goes north and south, he'll be rolling tackles up into the quarterback and everything else. He's a freak show.
Yeah, he leads the team on sacks. He's in the top 10, I think, for the 6A, and I believe he's in the top 30 for the state. And I'll have those stats tonight, and we're going to talk about those on the pregame a little bit tonight. But you've got a number of players that are standing out, not only in the 6A, but they're ranked in the state level.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing.
You know, you get a lot of defensive stats when you play a lot of defense. Defense doesn't score a lot of points. So, but they've scored the last few weeks.
They sure have.
So I think we've had pick sixes in the last 2 games.
How about Dylan Drury with those picks?
Yeah, that was big.
How about your freshman, Barrett Miller, with a pick?
Yeah, he had pick sixes in the last 3 of the 4 games.
Yes.
Because Hannaford had one in the Greenbrier game.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of fun when you're on the winning side.
It's completely different. I'm completely different around the house. I've even started flirting with my wife again.
Hey, there you go.
Shoot, I was mad at the world, for weeks and weeks and weeks. She probably wished I'd have just left, but she hung in there. She's a good one, Bob. She's a good one.
There you go. You got to keep her around. Coach, what about your offense? Seemed like they were struggling a little bit to get anything going. Is it just because as much as they were outweighed on the line that we were having a struggle getting a hole open? I know the wind played a factor. You didn't want to pass a whole lot because you sure didn't want to get a pick. But.
Yeah, I don't spend enough time with the offense to know. I'm usually on the defensive side in practice, and I don't know. It's when you start talking about offenses, it's a lot of it boils down to just being crisp and being assignment. You got to whip this guy, and you got to whip this guy, and you got to whip this guy, and then we can run football, and we can protect. But we've just struggled in that area this year.
Time for a break. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. Steve Airy, the Mountain Home Bomber head football coach, is with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going? See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z-Team.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Coach Steve Airy, the head bomber, is with us. Coach, you have accomplished something in your 3 years being at Mountain Home that's never been done in the history of the school, and I congratulate you, and that is making it 3 consecutive years. Understand what I'm saying? 3 consecutive years making it to the second round of the playoffs. It's never been done in the history of the school.
I guess it's good. It ain't good enough for Steve Airy, but it's good. We'll take whatever we can get at this point. You know, the way we've started, we'll take end of the season accolades and whatever we can put out there.
Yeah, you could have been done 2 weeks ago.
Probably a consolation trophy of some sort, but I'm really proud of our boys and our coaches. Just kind of hung onto the rope and hung in there, didn't let go.
You've got a group of seniors that have picked up the pieces.
Absolutely. They've I'll just use Brady Barnett as an example. He started the season, having to play some defense, and I don't think he really wanted to. But right now he's turned into a good defensive player for us, and it's just embracing your role and knowing that you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do, but it's the best for the team. And finally got some guys that stepped it up, and it's Chenoweth. He wants to run the ball, but he's playing defense. It's Barnett. He wants to play offense. I'm sure Cade would rather just sling the ball on offense. But
life is not comfortable.
Lag is another one. Golly.
Yeah. Well, he plays both ways. And
Yeah,
plays hard.
It's hard to play like that. Put your hand in the dirt and play at high level every play.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been good. So.
Yeah. Speaking of putting your hand in the dirt, how is Cade Yates' hand?
He's doing good. He's doing good. He got it stepped on. It
looked awfully intentional to me.
It looked intentional, and hand swelled up pretty good. He got an X-ray on it Saturday morning. I figured it was okay, but you just want to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
If he needs it casted, he needs it casted, and we can move on. And you know you wasn't going to get a good week out of him if it was broke.
Right.
You don't want to wait till Wednesday saying, man, we should have got that X-rayed.
Right.
So,
but you did, and it's good.
Yeah, he's comfortable. He's throwing the ball well. He's ready to go.
Tonight, at 7 o'clock will be the kickoff. You're going to be meeting a team that you met about mid-season, Pulaski Academy Bruins. Are you prepared for them? Have you prepared things a little different than you did the first go-round?
We worked at it. The number one thing that jumped out of me was the onside kicks. You got to have the football in your hands to score points, and you got to keep the football out of their hands to keep them from scoring points.
Mm-hmm.
So we worked really hard on the onside last time we played, but one thing I noticed is we weren't aggressive enough to come away with the football. We got to get our hat on people, and we got to get on a loose ball, and it's not going to hit you in the belly every time. You're not going to get the perfect hop. You're going to have to fight for everything you get because they're bringing everybody at you. But we've worked on that again. I think the one thing they learned out of that was coaches are right. We're going to have to get a hat on some people, and we're going to have to fight for the football, and we'll see what happens tonight. I don't know.
For the folks that don't understand the onside kick, can you explain the rule on that a little bit?
The ball's got to go 10 yards.
Has to go 10 yards before it's touched by either party?
Yes. Now you can touch it. If you're on the receiving end, you can touch it before.
Okay.
But then it turns into a live ball. So if the ball goes 8 yards, you could jump on it 8 yards. You don't have to wait for it to go 10.
Okay.
The bottom line is you got to get a hop and you got to get on the football, because if it's 9.5, they're not going to make a bang call. It happens all the time. They get on it at 9.5 yards, they're going to get on it at 9.5 yards, and it's going to be their football.
If the kicking team touches it before 10 yards, it's called illegal touching?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what the penalty is for that?
I don't think there's a penalty.
Just get the ball where it was touched?
You just get the ball where it was touched. Yep. It's just blown dead right there, and it's the offensive ball.
Okay. And so they do that all the time? They onside kick unless they're up by 20 or more?
Yeah.
So the Bombers have got to be prepared for that.
And I think if they get in a real tight game and the onside kick hasn't worked, then they might kick it deep and play some field position as well.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's part of their artillery. They're gonna play that through the first half and make sure. And usually they're up and things are going well.
I noticed Friday night at Marion, the kickoff to start the game, you kicked it into the end zone, but then after that you started kicking it to the mid-man. What was the change about?
Number 11 was their guy. He could go, and I was reluctant to kick it deep the first time, but the wind was really whipping. Coach Schrabel, I said, all right, man, we're going to try it one time. And 11 was over on the left side, and I could see him crawling. He was going to try to crawl over and take it. And I said, Coach, it's just like kicking the 31 at Greenbrier. You keep the ball out of the best athlete's hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do. At least that's my philosophy.
Right.
Don't give that guy an extra 4 or 5 touches a night. And anyway, he was crawling over, and I said, Coach, we kick that ball deep. He's crawling to take it. Let's just try to play keep away. We'll let anybody return it but him. And that's kind of the mindset.
Does the Bombers
had a couple fullback-looking guys. One of them touching the ball.
Yeah. The Bombers are going to give up quite a bit of weight on the line again tonight, just like they've done all year, except for Greenbrier. I think that was the most evenly matched game we've played, weight man per man. Are you got a different scheme on defense to deal with some of that?
We're a little bit different. They really hurt us in the screen game last time. Is where they really hurt us. And but yeah, we have a completely different scheme. It may be good and it may be bad. We're getting ready to find out.
Well, I guess you can always go back to the old if the new doesn't work. So
yeah, there's always ways to turn the wrench and make an adjustment. So
yeah,
we've got a plan and we hope it's good.
One thing about this go around against Pulaski Academy, and they are a good team. They are a good football team.
They are a good football
There's
team.
no doubt in my mind they are a good football team. They had a week off. They had some time to rest. Their quarterback is back. Kel Busby is one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the state. He'll be back tonight. He's been dealing with a concussion. He may be a little leery about coming back tonight. We can only hope. It's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold.
Cold plays in our favor. It has played that way in the last 3 weeks. Cold has worked for us. A little bit of wind doesn't hurt us any either. How's your health? How's the team? Are we a little healthier than we were the first time we played them?
Yeah, we're healthier. We probably have, I haven't figured it out, 4 to 5 different starters on defense. We were slow the first time we played them. We were slow as molasses.
Mm-hmm.
We were slow the first half of the season, but defensively we're a lot faster. Offensively, we're still the same. And I don't know. I just like being faster and coming in with a little confidence. And
Coach, I think you just said the word of the night, or the word of the morning there. We are coming into this game with confidence. We did not go in the first time we played them with any confidence at all.
No.
We've been beat up for 4 weeks before. Now we're coming in off of a 4-game win streak. We are coming in this game with confidence.
Yeah, our kids are different in practice right now. They got off the bus different last Friday night. It's just different. Feels different. I like it.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun. Let's give a shout out to Old Mill Tavern. AJ Rusher and his staff out there fed your team last night, and I understand it was a pretty good meal.
It was. Bob, I've been here 3 years. What's the camera we look at?
Right there.
AJ, you're the man. You're something. I appreciate you. He steps to the plate like nobody.
Yeah, absolutely.
He is something else.
And not only does he support the varsity team, he supports all the way down. I put a post on Facebook last night. He supports all the way down to the 7th grade level. You know, and I got to thinking about it. He supports all the way down into the youth league. This guy is a football fanatic. If you don't know who we're talking about, it's Old Mill Tavern out Highway 62 East on the left-hand side. Go check him out. Tell him you want to talk to AJ. You'll know who he is when he walks up to your table.
Big dude, maybe the biggest dude in the house.
I guarantee you.
And food is awesome out there.
Yeah.
I go in there and eat something different every time, and it's always good.
Yeah, we want to thank him for doing what he does for the Bomber program for sure. There's no doubt. And it's just but we have a lot of businesses in town that support your group all the way down to 7th grade. We're running up. We're into the playoffs, so the season, you never know when it's going to end. But we want to thank every business in town that helps out and recognizes the Bombers as they come in. And of course, you know, we have the Gridiron Club that did the steak dinner and the auction. That's where it starts, and it's just a great thing. It's a good atmosphere. The atmosphere is coming back.
Mountain Home is good. We just gotta get this football good, and we can and we will.
Tonight you're going to meet the Pulaski Academy Bruins. You're going to go down to their house. It's a private school. It's just not a big school, but it's a private school, so therefore they've got some good talent on that team. The pregame here on XL7-TV will start at 6 o'clock. The kickoff will be at 7. We look forward to bringing that to you. It's going to be fun.
It is. It's going to be. We're excited. We're ready to go.
If you've discarded the Bombers already, you need to recheck your books. They have played this team before. They know what they're like. They know what they're bringing to the table. The Bombers know what they needed to adjust, and they've done that this week in practice. I've talked to several players that have said they've had a good practice. Coach Ari, we appreciate you coming in this morning. We do it every week during football season. We don't want to take that for granted. We do appreciate you doing that.
I appreciate you.
With that said, we appreciate you joining us. We'll see you next week.